thank you for joining us, Onyela. First question to you is, why is Black History Month important to you?
That's a really good question. So Black History Month, I think, is important to me because if you look at history, in particular British history, so often the contributions and the achievements of Black people have been ignored, and the presence of Black people have been denied almost for so long. So I think it's important that we take the time to look back and we reflect on those achievements and we honour those people. And as well as that, I think history isn't just something that we can just reflect on. We should think about how it impacts our lives today and how it can impact future generations. So I think Black History Month gives us a chance to gives us a space to talk about racism, to talk about social injustice, and to get movements going and give them some ammunition, which I think is really great. And it provides a space for us to have those discussions and to hopefully make a change.
Bro, thank you. And what about your Blackness in particular is something you like to celebrate?
So I think there's lots of things. There's lots of small things that I like to celebrate, from having Nigerian food, which is where I'm from, to going to the hair salon and getting my hair done, and just the nice atmosphere there. So I celebrate some small things as well as some bigger stuff. So I like to celebrate the Black community as a whole, being part of the Nigerian culture and also the Black British culture as well, and celebrating both of those and the people within that, my family, my friends, role models in society in all different forms. So yes, celebrating small things and also the culture and the community as well.
Awesome, thank you. So you're obviously a Black woman in tech. So do you want to tell us a little bit about your journey into tech, and whether you think that's been impacted at all by being someone who is Black, and in particular a Black woman?
Yeah, so my journey into tech, so I studied biology at university, and after university I wanted to do further studies, so I did a master's, and in between then I worked in in a tech scale up, and I thought that was really interesting. During both my degrees, I did some coding and I quite liked it. So it kind of stemmed from that, wanting to be in the exciting atmosphere of the tech world, and also wanting to carry on learning and develop my skills in that way. So that's kind of how I fell into software. In terms of my experience as a Black woman in tech, I think it's always really hard when you don't have much representation. So when you can't see yourself in the industry, or you can't see yourself in higher positions, so you have no one in leadership roles that look like you. I think that's really tough, and that's something that probably meant that I didn't consider tech as an option until later on. I didn't consider it in school. It's not something that I ever thought about. It seemed to me that everyone in tech was that stereotypical white man, and I just didn't see myself in that industry. And it took me a while to realize that there are lots of other people in the tech field, and while there's less of us, there's still a presence there, and my presence in the tech field could also mean that people could be encouraged to join. So Black people or Black women or women of color could be encouraged to join as well, which I think is really important.
Yeah, I think it is really important. And on that note of you having an impact on people joining tech, is there anything else that you think you could see yourself doing that would have a positive impact as a Black person in the technology industry?
Yeah. So aside from just being in the tech field and having my presence there, I think community building is really important. So at Maytech, I started the Women and Non-Binary People of Color group, which is just meant to be a space for people to chat, get to know each other, share experiences. So that's something that I hope is making a positive impact within Maytech. Outside Maytech, I would love to get involved in some mentoring. So it's something that I did during university and something that I thought was really important, doing access work and education inequality work. So something like that within the tech space is definitely something I'd like to get involved with in a few years' time or a few months' time when I'm a bit more settled. And I think also with Maytech, we all our technology impacts the public sector, which is the wider country, and it's really important for us to build inclusive technology. And to do that, we need to have inclusive people in the room building that technology, and also listening to diverse voices when we're thinking about our users. So hopefully I can contribute in that way in building tech for the wider society that is more inclusive as well.
So how does celebrating Black History Month and diversity and inclusion more generally, how do you think that should look in an organisation like Maytech?
So I think it can look very differently across loads of organizations. I don't think there's necessarily one thing that an organization can do correctly to celebrate Black History Month. But one thing for me that's really important is just having a really good learning and education culture within that company. So everybody willing to listen, everybody willing to learn and embrace Black History Month and embrace it from whatever angle they feel comfortable, but get involved. And I think that's key for me. And the company itself, I guess, providing that space that people feel like they can discuss and they can talk and they collaborate and they can learn from each other. So at Maytech, there's lots of exciting things going on, from the book club to the podcast to our showcases. So there's lots of spaces where people can discuss Black History Month. And in terms of wider, so how a company which considers diversity and inclusion could look. I think for me that's about intersectionality and making sure that everybody's considered when for a tech company when you're building tech, but also within the culture of the company as well. So everybody feels welcome, everybody feels like they can raise their voice, and I think that's what I would say it looks like.
Awesome, I love it. So what would you like to see people take away from Black History Month?
Yeah, so I think that for Black History Month, you can engage in whatever way you feel comfortable, but you should engage. I think that Black History Month covers everything. So it covers the past, the future, the present, and it also covers lots and lots of different industries. So if you're interested in software, you can look at amazing female software engineers or Black female software engineers, whatever works for you. If you're interested in art, if you're interested in dance, if you're interested in sport, there's so many ways to engage with Black history and Black culture. So just find a way that works for you and engage in it that way. Likewise, if you're interested in joining the anti-racist movement, Black Lives Matter, stuff like that, I think it's similar as well. Like whatever you're interested in, there's a route into that movement for you. So if you're really interested in education and academia, there's tons of stuff with decolonizing the curriculum. If you're interested in sport, we have so many wonderful role models. Marcus Rashford, lots and lots of entry routes. I think no matter what you're interested in, there's always something you can do and there's a way for you to get involved. So please do.
Awesome, thank you so much. Those are all of my questions that I have for you at the moment. Is there anything else that you want to share or anything else you want me to ask you?
No, I think that's everything.
Awesome, thank you very much.